Welcome to London, and welcome to another Mind the Product. For those of you who don't know me yet, my name's Martin Eriksson, and I'm one of the co-founders of Mind the Product. I'm also better known as the Big Friendly Giant, for reasons which should be perfectly obvious today, although you'll have to trust me on the friendly part. I've been building stuff online since there was an online, and one of my claims to fame is that I beat Snapchat, Periscope, and Facebook Live to the punch by 20 years by hosting the first online live stream in Europe. Of course, it did take a giant satellite truck, 5 engineers from the local telco just to make it run. The resolution was so terrible, I don't even have an image to show you. And being a student orchestra festival, I'm not entirely sure the sound was much better, but still. Fast forward to 7 years ago, and I was working just across the river at a software as a service startup. Try to imagine the office behind those gates, down in a dark basement, with all the usual startup paraphernalia. We had naked brick walls, we had whiteboards and Post-its everywhere, foosball table in one corner, Xbox in the other corner, the occasional cockroach skittering across the floor. And on a gray day in November, hard to imagine today, right? We were all gathered around one of those whiteboards doing a retrospective. Now, this was the biggest release that we'd done since I joined as the VP of product. We'd totally rewritten and redesigned a core part of the feature set over a number of sprints, and it was a huge success. All the metrics went up, conversion was up, engagement was up, customer satisfaction was up, and even the team was happy, and the retrospective was almost entirely positive, which is a feat in and of itself, considering they look like this half the time. But as we were sitting in that dark basement, celebrating our success over a couple of beers, I had a little bit of an epiphany. None of the stories that went into that release were written by me. None of the designs or wireframes were done by me, and I'd barely influenced the prioritization of either. Now, this wasn't a kind of bolt of lightning from the sky epiphany. There was no fanfare, there was no trumpets, because this kind of realization can be really uncomfortable. Writing stories, designing wireframes, prioritizing stuff, that's what we product managers do, right? So if I didn't do anything, what had I brought to the table? And there was nothing concrete for me to point to. There was no design that had sprung from my creativity. There was no feature that was from my idea. No, this was a slow burn epiphany. It's probably taken me the best part of the last 7 years to fully realize all of the lessons from that release. And they've only really crystallized over the last 2 years as my co-authors and I have been out interviewing product leaders for our book on product leadership. I now realize I had nothing to do with that release. And yet, I had everything to do with that release, because I had built the team. I had set them up for success. I had set the strategy and the goals. And then I'd given them the autonomy to execute on those goals. So it turns out, product management's not actually about managing products. Product management is about managing people. Because we can't build products people love alone or in a vacuum. And these stories aren't actually even about me. This is not about a product hero, it's not about a design genius, and it's certainly not about an amazing boss. Because we're not the CEO of anything. We don't manage all the teams needed to research, design, build, deliver, market, sell, service, and support our products. We can only build products people love as a team. But make no mistake, whether you're building products, services, experiences, or the teams or organizations that build them, our job is all about people. Because we can only build products people love as a team. Now, I hate the job title debate, and I don't care if you're a product manager, a designer, a researcher, an engineer, a founder, data scientist. We are all product people, and we all own the product together. But maybe, just maybe, we should call ourselves people managers. People. Or if we're being honest, cat herders. Because managing people, managing teams, and managing organizations is really, really hard. But the only way to build these products people love is by managing people, managing customers, managing stakeholders, managing teams, strategy, alignment, all the hard things. This is really, really hard stuff. We should call these the hard skills, not the soft skills. And we can only learn how to do these things by coming together, learning from each other, and sharing what works and what doesn't. Which is why at that same startup 7 years ago, I founded Product Tank, which is now a global meetup by product people, for product people, in over 120 cities around the world. It's the core of the community of this conference, and in fact, we have organizers from 36 of those cities here today, and I want all the Product Tank organizers to stand up, please. Come on, get up. Let's see you. Yes. That's what I wanted. Huge hand for all of the hard work that they put into the community. Thank you, guys. So I founded Product Tank, and 2 years later, we founded Mind the Product for this very reason. Great products come from great people, and great people come from working together. Coming together as a tribe, supporting each other, and learning from each other. And that's why I'm so excited to see so many of you here today. If only because when I started all those years ago, there were probably fewer people who cared about product in the world than are in this room today. We have an incredible 1,595 product people from 52 countries here at the Barbican today. This is your tribe. And you'll hear this theme from a few of our speakers today. That great products come from great people working together. And that it doesn't matter if your office is in a basement, doesn't matter whether you have a foosball table or not, and it certainly doesn't matter if there's the occasional cockroach skittering across the floor. The only thing that matters is a culture of teamwork and a practice of product inquiry, product discovery, and product delivery as a team. After all, that is why we are all here today, meeting the people that mind the product. So welcome.